There we go. We are live on YouTube. Nice. And now the game is about to start, so excellent timing there. How is the stream quality, guys? Am I on 1440p or is that 1080? Mm. It's on 1080. That's unfortunate. I kind of set it up to be 1414p, but actually that's maybe not that bad because then my PC has a little bit more of a breathing room to display this game. The unit limit would be great on regular maps, so people would swap out turbines for Aphis. That's an interesting approach on it, yeah.
Call me biased, but I still really want to see somebody add a mod option to these lobbies where everyone's just a single combat unit.
That would be cool.
They are forced to duke it out to the death. No eco.
That might be a fun game mode for later. Just commanders and nothing else, and see the LLT battle unfolding, and the Deegans flying everywhere.
I did suggest also all Shivas.
Own Shivas. Oh,
faction specific.
Okay, that's maybe also a good one. Yeah, there's admins in the chat and listening in. So yeah, maybe they will take our suggestions and get something funky up. I do hope they take into consideration my PC. So just a small disclaimer, guys. I have a 7-year-old PC. It is gonna be fine in the beginning, but by the end of this game, you will probably see me lagging out quite a bit. Apologies for that. It is nothing to do with bar itself or the servers. It is completely up on the client side and my PC that is causing it. I think it's amazing.
Things absolutely do not help.
Yeah, indeed. I think it's amazing that Beyond All Reason is able to actually put this on the screen with all of those people playing together. I haven't seen many other games that actually are able to get this done. Alright, commanders are choosing their starting positions, all gearing up. This map has 3 of the max spawns, about max spots on their spawns, so they have more opportunity to get some metal into them. As we've seen earlier, the North Sea is pretty important with those higher value maxes, and on the South Sea, the South Passage, let's say it, that's going to be also a pretty heavy battle that's going to be unfolding. Let's disable the thing, and maybe also disable spectator chat. Auto flip spectator name. How do I disable hide spectator chat on? Okay. A few pings going on there on the north side.
If you do want to disable like the top bar entirely, if you go into the widgets, like you can disable one called chat.
Okay. There we go. That should be cleaner. Thank you. Oh, it's with the new T2 winds that they're going to be using. Okay, cool. So extra units are also enabled. We're going to see some of the large windmills probably soon, because the wind is, well, 0-12 is not that good of a wind, so maybe these players would want to go for a title or something else.
It is okay on this map, but title's generally more efficient, I found.
Yep. I think they also enabled the Legion, right? Yes, also yes. Legion. So we're gonna see some spectacular new units, new Legion units. Well, you boys who've been watching for a long time already have seen them, but for me, it's gonna be one of the firsts. So excited about that. Commander's still placing. You got a few red dots here in the list, so I'm gonna have to wait a little bit to see when they get in here. And I think I can do. The lists, I can make that smaller as well, I think. Yeah? Scale player list. Let's make that a little bit smaller. There we go. Let's also turn up the audio a little bit. There we go. That should be better. 71 seconds to go. Naval is being lonely in the water there. It's the only player over there. We're gonna have an interesting fight here for the middle versus Shoop versus the bot on the South Island. So let's see who can cap that one first. And it will all be unfolding in less than a minute. "30 seconds to go. Are the commanders ready and rearing to go?" Looks like they're all pretty much placed. And we have one guy who didn't seem to have made it in. Too bad for him. This map is so nice. Jade Empress. I think it's a variation on Jade Empress, but yeah, I would love to have a little, maybe a little cabin just right here.
It is Jade Empress.
Yeah, you can just chill on the beach underneath the palm trees. I could call myself a billionaire because the entire island is mine. Yeah, I would love to live here on this map. Alright, we have
nothing would go wrong in this island vacation.
Yeah, just quietly on my beach with all the rockets flying by, the nukes overhead, the jugs marching by my little cabin, hopefully not stomping it to death. Looks like Choopy here in the back, in the bottom is Legion, and he's be facing the boss with a Cortex Commander. First LLT's going up. Don't see that many freaky plays yet. Looks like people are just making some metal income and trying to get their first laps down. We have no com walks yet. Nope. No, pretty standard, pretty normal start for, well, normal for this kind of game. It's not normal, but no shenanigans as of yet. Maybe this guy is taking a bit long in capping these mixes, but he has some time in the water, so we got here Duffy is in, Aiden is also playing, the map maker. Who else do I know? Moonlord, Hamster, Fizzed, Seduce Eurafis. Yeah, quite a few big names in here, but we could use a bit more. So yeah, if you're down to play, guys, more than welcome to. Looks like the first unit coming out is gonna be the Barrage, the Napalm Artillery for Choopy. He's gonna try to napalm the boss out of his island, and the boss is using rocket launchers, rocket bots to get rid of the LLT. It's gonna lose that one quite quickly. Boom. The tree going down as well, but the napalm is out and he has to run for it. Let there be fire, Choopy is saying. He's napalming the other side. He's doing damage over time, getting down those mixes. Looks like the boss is trying to get out some thugs to deal with that one. Moving his rocket launchers to the other side. Oh, and we already have a sub going down. Is it a sub? Oh, it's a skater. Trying to do some early disruption there. Got a battle going on here as well in the middle. Just some T1 units, a tank, Tuck cleaning up this. Wow. More units are diving in the water. Blitzes, to be more precise. I'm still interested to see how this would go. He has 2 napalms now, but he's being pushed back a bit. But he's protecting his island quite nicely. These commanders are not making it easy for each other. Chuppy might want to be careful there. He has only 26% health, while his teammates, while his opponent is still at 98%. And he also has a little bit of a naval encroachment in here. Yeah, somebody needs to help this guy to cap the island or he's gonna get pushed out. He seems to be getting some assistance from Victor Dead, using the Katkinos medium dual weapon infantry bot, moving in on those dolphins and trying to give some support to his teammate. What is this? Helios, a skirmisher tank, getting blown up by those ducks. The assistance coming in here right in time. And the battle unfolds for the side island. Ooh, the battle in the middle for the North Sea with the high value mixes here is unfolding as well. Oh man, I love to see naval battles. I know the iOS players don't really like to get their feet wet, but it's so nice to see them at least try. 2 destroyers bearing down on Black Hydra. That's gonna be painful, man. Can he get away? Maybe just in time? Nope. He's dodging those shots like a champion, but he bites the dust. That is the first commander out of here, I do believe. Oh. He still has his base, maybe he can reclaim the commander or get it back up. But yeah, looks like the gold colored team, it's the blue team, is pushing back here on the red side here on the top. How's it going on the side island? It looks like Chuppy got some good assistance there and now has claimed the entire island. Held by Victoria's Dead. Saki now moving in with a row of brutes. Trying to probably get down this, because that will be quite annoying if it keeps on shooting on his eco. Manages to get that one down, but loses quite a bit of units in the process. But he will be happy that that artillery is not bearing down on his base. Even more T1 bearing down on Gamma now and Kisaki. They might want to be careful here. Mick is very low per second commentator. Okay, let me turn him on a little bit. Trimmer up to 150. I'm hoping that
should be fine.
Be better. Let me put.
I'll be right back.
100%. Okay. Just reading chat a little bit just to make sure that everything is going alright. And that is quite dangerous, man. You're facing T2 units. You're gonna have to retreat a little bit, yeah. Quite a bit of artillery also going down. But that 5.1 mix is of course looking very juicy for him. Sorry, just typing a few messages to in the chat where we are organizing this stuff. Just trying to convince them to not go too big for these lobbies because that my PC. We do want to give an agreeable and a nice experience here. Chupi, who did manage to get the center island, is now fighting to get back in because he was pushed out by the orange player, being Yiherguo and Duffy. That Persecutor doing work, getting rid of the Persecutor, well, the Gauntlet on the other side. Talk about massive battles. Chupi, yeah, he realizes that he can't do anything else really but stay cloaked at the moment and hope that those shots will not connect. At the moment they are not targeting the commander, but he will be, yeah, he's spotted. Nice step into that big ball. He did go down, but took most of the army down for his teammates. I don't have to worry a bit less. And unfortunately, he is right here in the middle of this nice pool of water. A good example of the terrain deformation in 2-bar. You see him exploding. This was just an island, but because of the explosion, it is now a big ass crater and the water is moving in. The boss returning to his island, he has noticed that there's one guy less here to worry about, so he's moving in to get some more eco down there. How's the battle on the top unfolding? Oh, that is a big stream of goons going at him. Looks like Frank Ninja is going hydro. Got flame tanks also. We got a dead spot already. Somebody already got a battleship out. Yeah, it does look like the blue team is ahead there on the north side. They are gaining in territory, pushing back on the red team, while the south side is a little bit more in the advantage of the red team. They do have this island as well. They can, yeah. But Yihei, let's call him Yehu, is moving in on the teal player Nessus, using his ships and is encroaching to get all of that eco down. Painful for Nessus here. He might want to use his units to start defending, maybe a little bit. Alright, something special coming up for the next one. Looking at the chat. Hey Duck! Hello, hello, hello! We're here to collect bird tax. Okay, can I pay that in the form of bird poo as well? That is a big push back on the advancement here by Keaton Kaki. Which one is this? Black Knight, I believe. Taking care of all of this in the middle. It's quite a daring position for his T2 lap, and he pays the price for it. Multiple battleships, despots bearing down on him. An anti-air ship is not gonna be doing much versus that. Maybe these destroyers can do a little bit, but no, they are heavily outnumbered. Might wanna go in for the kill right now. turn on just in time here. That stream is kinda saving him right now. I could have pushed him completely out of water. It was quite weird to see it just stopping there. There we go. I can hear bombs flying. Oh, we have the mosquito wreaking havoc here on these T1 units. Doesn't look like there's an air response on the other side. Now there are some T1 fighters trying to get those down. The Falcons versus the Mosquitoes. And it looks like the Falcons got that one. Eco here in the back is growing quite nicely here. Is that going a ham here? What is this? Dispenser spawns up to 10 drones, each costing 40 metal and 1000 energy. Already have some experience on those drones as well. It's gonna be interesting to see them in action. My FPS is already dropping quite substantially. Let's see if these bombers can connect. They're going straight for Spice Ninja. I've spotted the Apis, and that is gonna be enough. I think there's not much AA going down here. Oh, there is 3 flags of them. Nicely handled. The flags and the anti-air response was right on the money there. Kinda needed there for the red player. Looks like purple has turned on. This is Duffy. Is it? Trying to see if I click it. Should change to the. Anyways, they're going. Look at that. The Razorbacks. Ooh, the commander is going in for some D-guns. He gets down 2 of them, and also that Razor is being cleaned up. Just shy of the base. He does have quite a bit of big ass plasma bombs going down, but the blue commander has anticipated this and has built a shield. VZHN in a bit of a problem here. Might want to put down a small LT or something with this BP to get rid of those encroaching T1 units. Unfortunate place to blow up there. Vision welcoming the metal though. I want to reclaim that one. Got more coming at him. Nice D-gun action. But he's close to dying. You don't want to blow up right in front of the space. What was that? What the? Oh, epic arquebus. It is shooting the own bases. You might want to have to target something outside of the base, because you're doing more friendly fire at the moment than anything else. Epic arquebus, all-terrain heavy railgun. one-shotting those grunts. Will they one-shot the tremors as well? Looks like they're pushing back now. Boom! One-shotting the Tsars as well. A lot of plasma now going down on the other side. You might want to start using the launchers. He has 36 in the... But he's still waiting. But will it be too late? Because they're getting heavily bombarded there. So Transit should select this thing, attack and choose a target, and it will start launching grunts to you. There we go. That was a good hit on that one. Where is he targeting? Straight into the base, but will it be on time or will it be too late? There we go. He's firing them. Plop, plop, plop. We do our bouncing of the shield, but they're still landing quite nicely in the base, doing some damage here. Amazing, this is going, wow. Oh, North Sea with 32 subs. Trying to push back on the advancements of the blue team. They seem to have capped now the entire Middle Ocean, well the North Sea I think I call it. And the South Island has been a back and forth from the beginning of the match. Flagship now going out. We got some epic skaters. Unfortunately blowing all of their shots on that wreckage here. Still just moving the units in. Like to see those things actually going. Maybe does the North player still have that group of... I don't know. Looks like that's lost to oblivion. Apologies for the low FPS. Again, this is not because of Beyond No Reason or the servers, this is because my PC is just old. More epic skaters. And there we go. The drones are going. Taking care of that skater without any issue at all. The Serpent is underwater though, that might prove a little bit of an issue here. Alright, Flagship versus Flagship, the Black Hydra versus the Epoch. Oh, he's just switched targets. Well, he is still trying to get down that Flagship. He has to move back to get rid of that high DPS on his Flagship, so in the back using the subs to res the unit so we can get the medal. There's even some drones from the Legion constructors, I think that Legion, yeah, that's the Legion thing. A Legion construction aircraft also being greedy for the medal here in the middle. They can't reach that one man. You wanna send them over here. red team is taking the advantage on the eco side, as you can see on the top right. Army value is also higher. They're producing 20 to 60% more resources at the moment. The blue team is on the downside. Looks like also on the north side they have kept pretty much the entire north side. They're expanding now and having flagships moving in on the blue bases. Yeah, this is not looking good for blue. They have to get an answer here pretty soon. Maybe a lucky chain taking care of all of these apices in the back, for example. Maybe an aerial push. Yep. Looks like Mixozer is doing the same thing. Oh, he's using torpedo bombers. Okay, he wants to get rid of this huge ball of submarines bearing down on the eco on the backside of red. They are all converting, so juicy targets here. Also all converting over here. Yeah, this might be good. Nice chain here. Whee! All of those are going down. Is that a starlight? Where did that came from? I'm afraid to move my camera too much. Let's just stay with the battle here in the middle. The Tyrannos. Those railguns are actually targeting air units as well. Yeah. Big naval push while the air is encroaching as well on the blue team. It's not looking good for them. They need to turn something on. Somebody needs to start cooking or it's gonna be a GG pretty soon, I think. Another nice example of the terrain deformation in bar. This nuke causing the water to take a new flow there in the middle of the river. The Tyrannos is more chains. Painful to see, but still very satisfying. It's getting a bit loud on my end. So I'm gonna turn it down with backslash. The stream of the flame ships also now going for the other side. Oh, who's this one? Black Hydra is being very present in this game. Basically one fight to the North Sea, immediately moving his ship to the back line. This is getting opposed by a few dragons. He's probably anxiously wishing for some aerial support here in the back. The drones, nice to see these drones going ham on the Black ships there also trying to get down the Apis. Will he manage to hit it? Yeah, he got it. That's a nice chain. The Dragon's still fighting away. Getting down one flagship, moving on to the second, and the third should be also going down now. But he did get some value here on the back for those. While he's moving other units there in the middle. The Phalanx, a shield assault bot. Together with some epic architects. The Tyrannus also moving in. Such a nice new unit. Really hope the balance team can get these units under control pretty soon so they can get introduced to the game. I'm gonna love playing with these bad boys. It's Commander Snipe trying to go out, but will it hit anything? Nope. Not in here. Oh. I was pretty close there. The Flying Fortress experimental unit here. But it's going down. Will it chain explode something? Yes, it will. Keep in. Termites, heavy terrain, all pyrotechnics spider. Oh, that is cool. Did you see that anti-air thing going off? Yeah. That's a nice effect there. And it's also already at maximum XP, I think. This icon means 27 kills. Getting much value here. One hero AA unit. And he's gonna get more kills here, but will it be enough to get rid of those Tyrannuses? And the DPS on that thing. Just eating up this going down. Man, how is this called? Pluto. I gotta build me more of those. That is some good DPS on these units. Is it finally going down? It's still surviving, and it's still shooting pretty much anything that goes over. But yeah, this is the blue team blowing up. The epic tumbleweeds will not be in time to clean up those bases. And the GG. And like mentioned, Black Hydra being very active in this one, showing on the board as well, and going home with the golden cow. Alright, let's see what the next lobby settings is gonna be. What do the devs have in store for us? 5 FPS gaming, yeah, apologies Lorner, it is my PC. It has nothing to do with Beyond No Reason or the servers or the performance. I just have an old PC. And it's, yeah, obviously not good enough for these large team games. Really Buick, it's just this PC. I got 88 FPS as a spec. Ooh, I'd love to have your PC, man. Oh, lobby died. A little pause here while we get the new 20 seconds. I'll be right back. Do have to hydrate a little bit. I already can feel my voice having issues, so it's not only my PC that is in slow FPS mode, my brain as well is early in the morning. Alright, looks like this one. And I am spectating. Okay. We appreciate the sacrifice going first. Thank you, Rainy225. Not sacrificing that much. I just love to be yeah, in this scene and doing all I can to help out beyond no reason. It's been such a great time. Been here for quite a while. It just keeps getting better and better. Oh man. Thank you for the follow, Hank. Thank you for the follow, Short Major, Sorry Dutch Raptor, and Ishimo Kumo. We've reached our 3,000 follower goal. Let's maybe set a new one. Thank you for the follow, Rainy225. So start new goal. Let's put it on. How much do you think we can reach by the end of the stream? 100 more? That should be doable, right? Lovely to see all of these chats going up. It was quite amazing yesterday. I think we peaked at over 500 concurrent viewers at the same time. It was awesome to see. I've never seen so many people in chat as well going absolutely ham on the follows and on the subscriptions and all of that kind of good stuff. You guys have been amazing. There are a few commands you can use in chat if you want. So exclamation point command should give you a list of them. Example for if you want to watch some YouTube movies, you can do YouTube. It'll give you the YouTube link, or you could probably, if you are interested, download the game on that link. There's a few more you can use there for more information on Beyond All Reason. If you have any good suggestions on other commands that we could include, we're always open, of course, to get some more in there. We're also working on a VIP kind of badge. So the channel points you could eventually exchange for VIP status on the channel. So yeah, just keep on gathering those points, move them up, move that number up. You can also unlock a few emotes if you want with those points. So for example, this one or this one or this one or this one, pretty cool emotes that are available for you boys and girls. And they just don't cost any money. You don't have to subscribe or anything to get access to them. You can just use channel coins to unlock them. So that's pretty cool, I think. Channel points are just points you gain by watching. You should see if you're logged in on Twitch on the bottom there, your points regularly going up. Also, there's some sometimes we organize tournaments with some gambling going on in the chat. You can gamble on who is going to be winning the tournaments or on a specific round, for example, and you gain some channel points with that as well. Predictions are they called on Twitch, I do believe. But it's all in good fun. Huh? There's no money involved. The only thing that you're exchanging is your time, actually, because yeah, the longer you watch, the more channel points you get as well. but there is no monetary value behind that, just to be clear. Nice. It's actually a countdown timer now, so we've already been up 19 hours and 42 minutes. Neat. Thank you for the follow, Tyron FBA. I'm still waiting for a few more people, looks like. Thank you for the follow, Spice Ninja. A few more and we are good to go. Also an open invitation if you guys want to and we're back. Apologies for that one. Whoa, can't DM old contacts on Twitch anymore without a phone number? What a joke of a site, yeah. Man. Twitch is dying all over the place. It's such a horrible thing that is happening to it. It used to be such a good place to streaming, but everybody's going to YouTube or other streaming platforms. Jeff Bezos, if you're listening to this, please give us back the old Twitch. Stop trying to, for example, exclude, for example, they are trying to set streaming quality to the level of whatever you are in Twitch. So if you're an affiliate or a partner, only a partner would be able to stream in 1440p. They're kind of moving in that direction as well. They're limiting it from all sides. They're ramming these ads down our throats that we have to use.
Twitch, please don't make Kick take over. That place is miserable.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed. We don't want to start streaming over there, you know? We want to keep growing our audience here. We have 3,010 followers right now. Thank you everybody for following. By the way, Z1G1RA, Crafting Parak, no, Crafting Sprock. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We do appreciate it. I'm trying to read all of the names, but a few might slip my case because it's quite interesting and quite going fast. Although those follows quite impressive to see. All right, 42 versus 37. Maybe one little balance, and I think we're good to go. A 6x4 map. Better replay support on YouTube. I haven't been on here for 7 years. It's definitely gone down. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It's always 10 times worse if you don't answer when your mom calls you. Yeah, definitely. Where were you? I was worried sick. I thought something happened to you. Yes, indeed, Rainy. That's why I always try to answer when she calls, right? It's only, well, if it's work or friends or whatever while I'm streaming, it's like, ignore. But yeah, if there's one person in the world you want to answer, it is the one that put you on this world, right? Look at all of the little flashing lights going down. This will be very interesting. I wonder why I can't rotate my view today. Oh, there we go. little bit of an angle. Alright, so this is Hooked, a very small map, and it's gonna be 80, I think 80 commanders? 41 and 39, yes, 80 commanders on the map. I would advise them all to be right here in the front and just moving forward and see who blows up the first. Looks like Zeron has spawned the quickest and has this mech that he can use, and Punchy here in the middle will have a mechs, Bobo 1 will have a mechs, and that's about it on the blue team. On the red team it's gonna be Hergo. You might want to start a little bit closer to that mechs. Dingo Killer is gonna have a mechs, and Jet Mistro is gonna have a mechs. Here we go.
Battle started.
Boom! Oh my god, I've never seen so many spawn. What happened here? PO Commander moving in immediately. Trying to get as much comms with him as he can. Don't think he's gonna take anybody with him like this. Whew. Barely though, 1% Fritzman survives. On the top we have the same thing. 4 or 5 commanders marching down on the other side. Seducer Rafe is going for Nessus. Ooh, what is this complete mayhem? Yes, this is beyond all reason for a reason, right? Commando going into Aquati. It wasn't me getting pushed to the front by his commando. Oh no. Oh, that's one big ass explosion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 commanders going now. On the side a little bit less, but still 4 or 5 of them. Jesus. He's getting a lot of value here. While Cheese Liquor is trying to get that. Ooh, and he deguns them for the other, right in front of the other team. While the blue team is able to get all of these commanders and getting all of the metal. But are they able to actually push out some units? It ticks all over the place at the moment. Is it tick only or something? Doesn't look like there's any limitation. Ooh. Just missed this one, apologies. Blue team is making some heavy approachments on the top, but on the side it is the red team that is moving in on their backline. The wall has been put up, trying to get these commanders, stop these commanders, but they can just degun this if you want. Hoppa, here we go. Duffy knows this and he's moving in. He's getting degunned in his face. Oh, what a shot! What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 he got with that one. Duffy. Jeez. Tix now on the other side going for the eco. Bobo in a bit of a problem here, but he's managing those sticks as nice as he can. Got him! Die for the cause! Eating time. My god. The chain. Alright, I think this is looking good for the blue team at the moment. How many commanders do they have? Well, 21 commanders on the blue team and 9 commanders on the red team. Great game, this one. What the hell is this? Oh, we got another 2 of them going down. 8 left. 20 commanders versus 8 commanders at the moment. Baby oil getting pushed back here. Forward! Forward! They're screaming at him. Go in, go in. That is gonna be the 7 commanders versus 19. Blue is completely through, cleaning up the backline. And more commanders blowing up. That's 5 left. They're gonna have to be hunting the final 5. He's just capping everything here. Don't shoot it, just cap it. He's trying to get him to stop. But I guess this commander doesn't know the hold fire button yet. Four left. The final stands of the red team here, and the final 5 are back here, I think. 1, 2, 3, yeah. Maybe this one as well. Ooh, that's a lot of ticks now coming in at them. But they've been tunneled nicely into this. Oh, that's a good way to just blow them right here in the on the side here. That's 4 left for the red commanders. And all of these ticks are gonna probably be an issue here. If this guy goes, the rest will go. Boom! And we have a winner. The blue team takes it home. Oh, that was amazing. Can we do that again? Can we please do that again? That was awesome.
Eco damage.
Hey, Tremor, you're on the board. Nicely done, dude.
I tapped out early. I got that dude in the back, and that chained all of them.
The big one there, the 8-9 blow at the same time. Nice.
I don't think I quite got it, but the second explosion finished it off.
That was pretty awesome. That was pretty awesome.
Grunt only. Oh no.
Star only.
Every command is a SAR. We need to do zero vision.
Zero vision?
Zero vision. Line of sight is like, and radar, whatever, is just dropped to nothing.
Oh.
So you have to guess where everyone is.
Okay, okay. No, the in-game chat isn't bugged directly, I just don't display the in-game chat.
Turned it off for many reasons.
Yes, sometimes these commanders get a little bit toasty or angry when things are not going their way, and they resort to some language. It's not really PG rated for Twitch, so we're disabling that spectator chat. Might wanna also not show this actually. Maybe I can just scroll up a little bit. There we go. Just to avoid people being...
Funny thing to think as well is sometimes they're just yelling at the wrong person.
Indeed.
Because they don't know what color they are.
Thank you for the follow, awesome, super epic Freddy. Thank you for the follow, Z1 J1RA. I think I already thanked you. We do appreciate it.
Thank you for the play, Space Ninja.
So it's gonna be Asteroid Mines V3, apparently. 40v40, yeah. Alright, was fun playing. Love the game. Will continue playing. Loved being part of this history. Spice Ninja, not space. Apologies, Ninja. R80, welcome to the chat. Just waiting for Frosty to download the map and a few more players to ready up, and then we should be good to go for the next one. And I just realized I completely forgot to eat breakfast. Maybe I can get some sugar in me. Cookies! Cookies for breakfast, let's go. I just switched over to the YouTube chat. Super D Hero, you can hear my voice. Oh, sorry, Sal Mavius, I can hear your PC screaming. Yeah, indeed. It is struggling. I might have to clean out the ventilator later. Maybe cool it down a little bit. Dump it into the ocean or something. I have to bail for now. Thank you for playing. Maybe that's... Congratulations to Bar and all the bar members. Thank you, thank you. This is better, screw Twitch. I agree, Chico. I completely agree. But yeah, we do have quite a bit of a following on Twitch, so we do want to expand on that one. But recently we started dual streaming as well to this YouTube channel as well to get the numbers up over here. And oftentimes we do. Last time the BPL, I think the qualifiers were broadcasted by two different casters, one for Twitch and one for YouTube, and that worked actually really well. So we're gonna try to expand on that, but we do need, of course, professional streamers with professional rigs that are able to handle this. So yeah. Right, Geeky in the game, Air China, Duffy again. Let's see who else. On the red team we got Black Hyra, who was very present in the earlier games. Bidia Aquati is also in. Deck Commander, also well-known name. Cyphers I've seen pretty much play very much. Yeah, quite a lot of people in here. 90 OS? Did I read that right? Oh, 60 OS. Wow, he reached the magic 60. That's pretty impressive. Sorry for the eating noises, boys and girls. I don't want to make it do an ASMR stream, but I do have to get some in me. Just like these boys that need to get some energy production up and some metal production up, I do also need some food in me to be able to entertain you guys. Well, at least try to. Game starting in 300 seconds. Let's get a prediction. Who wins? Red team, blue team. Or this one we're gonna remove. Oh, that's fast. Let's do it 1 minute. Stop.
Oh no. Half of them didn't even spawn.
Oh. That's unfortunate. Why did they spawn over here? Well, we're going anyway. Safos is doing a comeback. McDuddle and Aquati are also going for the bridge. Anxiously being pinged here. A few issues there with the start positions. I'll rescue you. Oh, this is great. These guys are making air units to get those commanders back to where they belong. Nice team play. We have Duffy, Seducer Rafers, and Sam has planned going to the other side for a comp drop. Looks like this one didn't get that much value. I did get one commander, almost a second one, but yeah, the metal donation will be welcomed. Almost made it, but not quite. Almost made it, but not quite. Seducer Rafers did make it though. He can get down a few laps when he's going for the eco here. Nice value there for Seducer Rafers. While units are bearing down on the red team as well. And that's pretty much a big ass chunk of their eco out of the game. Nicely moved there. Are you playing again, Gemma?
No, I'm not. I'm spectating this game.
One guy is has named himself Refuse to Learn. Crafting Spark here in the back, trying for a cheesy move straight into their backline. I save you! Nice. I don't know if it's gonna be a good idea. That's two commanders that already died before they could land. Only one made it to the other side, so I don't know if this idea of come dropping is gonna be successful. Quite a bit of defenses here going down, taking care of that tier 1 push quite easily. On the other bridge, we also have a lot of pork coming up. Artillery bearing down though on that front pork. Great values for these how do you call it? Shocker. But there's a Tsar in there, so that's gonna be difficult for them. Is he gonna try to pick that on, huh? Yeah, he is trying. Maybe not succeeding that one. They can take a few anti-air shots, but not that many. That SAR is proving to be quite an issue for the blue team. Oh, that's a nice chain. He got this commander because causing more commanders to blow up. Oof. The red team seems to be taking the advantage here on the south side. And if they get through here, they will be getting through here as well. The blue team really needs to push this side to have any chance of getting back into this game. But the lightning turret is doing work over here. Maybe it would be cool for the next game if we do a Raptor wave or a Scav game, just to mix it up a little bit. Dude, Tsars now here. Yeah. 60
Scavs versus 40 players on Ancient Vault.
Yeah, indeed. That would be nice. Or a fight against the queen. Ooh. Yeah, red team has completely capping the side island. And they're not getting through on the top side as well. It looks in the back for the red commanders. Oh, more people just blowing up one by one. All of these beautiful explosions, you gotta love to see it. Now even a bombing run coming in. Not much value there. But yeah. DA commander retreating. Those SARs still proving to be much of an issue. Yeah. DA commander is gonna have to be careful here. More stuff blowing up. On both sides they are encroaching on the final position of the blue team. They have 13 kills left. With 27 commanders, they should be able to get this home. And they're also actually using the Banshees to snipe the commanders now. That's 12 to go. Even some starlights now we're on the other side. While the blue team seems largely on T1 still. Will he finally be able to get the SARs down? Nope, he does not. Who made them? Yeah, Black Hydra, of course. Yeah, I don't think we need to ask who's gonna be on the board for this one. Yeah, it's our very OP in Sailor indeed. 40 per 40 V Raptors. And Raptors in the middle. Yeah, I agree. Exclaim, that would be something to behold. Six more commanders here, not knowing what to do. Struggling to stay in the game. But yeah, it's quite hopeless for them. And two more, and we have a GG. Super Sega and Shrek on Netflix. Boom. There we have it. The red team takes it home. So prediction is happy. Congratulations for who won there? Rainy 225 taking home 1260 channel points. Nice move, nice moves. And yeah, Black Hydra with the golden cow here. Is second time for today that I've seen him getting the golden cow. 51 OS is being very present in this game. Yeah, 33% efficiency of resources. Yeah, those two tsars, right? They killed pretty much everything on the other side. Yes, Rainy. We don't want to encourage gambling any sort of way, of course, but there is no monetary value behind this. It's just a small introduction on about gambling in general. But yeah, like explained earlier, there's nothing. Actually, just putting in a completely fictional number, you don't gain any monetary value. The only thing that you can win is a nice emoticon, a Twitch emoticon, if you want to unlock that. So, and then maybe in a few weeks, when we finally have a nice picture for the VIP status, we can open up VIP status with the channel. So, it's gonna cost you though. We're thinking about 1 billion points, maybe 1 million points, but we'll see how it goes. So I see 4 teams, so it's gonna be 20 v20 v20 v20. No, there's number of teams too. Weird. So no widgets, no ranked game. Legion will be enabled. There are not gonna be some map deformation. 500 units per players. That's an increase than before. They're reworking the shields. A fair spawn order and a 3 times medal bonus. Hello, Yomikachi. Welcome. Do a game of vision range 0. Only manual attacks to guess where enemies are. Yeah, I don't know if the commanders would enjoy this very much, but it will be a sight to see for sure. Getting a ping. I'm sure that I won't crash, but it will be very low FPS in the end for sure. But why not? I do think if those waves keep on going and keep on killing peoples, it might be good for my FPS. I'm willing to try. If you boys and girls don't mind the low FPS by the end, it should be a nice game to watch. And if anybody of the developers here next to me or the administrators want to say something, we do have a few of them in here. So chat, if you have a few questions for, or maybe want to know how certain things are evolving, they are in here. So be free to ask a few questions if you want.
Yes, including 3D or Legion questions. Feel free.
Here we go. So the Legion, what is still... well, I've noticed that over the last few months, basically every unit or most of the units have gotten their own proper Legion skill. Are there certain units that are still in the pipeline of being created or like reskinned?
Still quite a bit.
Okay.
Some are still being like actually created from the ground up. A lot of those reskins are sort of using the old kit bashes as a basis.
Okay.
So those ones are still being worked through. For the entirety of C, those ones need entirely new units. Legion ships get finished yet? No.
Is there a plan to modify the hotkeys?
Yes, there is. It is actively being worked on, I believe.
For the casual way. Okay. But I was also wondering about how much does the balance team hate you guys?
Not at all really, because Legion's its own thing. We just kind of balance how we see, but during the end they're gonna hate us.
Yeah. Because that will
gonna
be
hell to pay once we finally complete Legion.
Yeah. That's gonna be difficult for the balance team.
Although Zekris has been massive help getting units into like the right ballpark of balance. Will comm drops be gone? I wish they would be gone, but commander transporting still needs to be somewhat accessible, I reckon. I think it's in a comfortable spot right now.
Yeah, with that extra heavy transport that you need, and it's moving quite slowly now. Maybe it shouldn't take 3 or 4 anti-air. It could maybe go down a little bit, but at the moment I think it's indeed in a pretty sweet spot. You don't see them used, well, especially in tournaments, you don't see the comm drops flying everywhere. Yeah, I think it's been mitigated pretty well.
Rise does have a good point. Balance team is always going to be blamed.
That's true, right, Seven? That is true.
Can't please everyone.
You cannot please everyone. No. Everybody has.
If we nerf the sharpshooter, we're gonna please all the Cortex players, but we're gonna piss off like half of the Armada players.
For example, yeah. Well, and what I used to be very angry with the Sheldons. I could not understand why they have such high range compared to the other artillery units. And then I just switch over to Cortex, started using them myself, and they've grown into my favorite unit right now. So that's also something you can do.
He remains due to bad decisions. Buff every unit.
It's simple. Why don't the devs do this? Yeah, Fizz.
Slaps are fine. I don't know if I can be quoted with that, but okay. My personal opinion, they are broken. Same with Starlights, but even if they do have a lot of counters, they have a lot of weight. They're still very powerful.
Like a tremor. Is that where your name comes from?
Yes.
Okay.
Normally my server, or people refer to me as like Tharsi or something, but Tharsi or Tharsis, but Tremor is my bar nickname.
Okay.
I had it as a joke and it just kind of stuck.
Commander Zod asking how it's Legion on the Navy side. You just told that
again, it's in a freeze right now until Hornet gets a working computer again.
Okay. Could you enlighten us what unit you are working on right now?
Right now, I am working on the Strider, the little tier 2 Gatling gun mech.
Ooh.
The one I just added to the game yesterday was the tier 2 Mine Bomber. It drops a line of 6 mines on the ground.
Yeah.
But you're paying for every single one of them.
Yeah, I've noticed that the mines that they drop have been going down pretty substantially, right? In the beginning, when I saw that unit coming out, it dropped like a massive minefield, but that's been nerfed quite a bit, I think.
No, it still drops the same amount of mines. It's just in a row instead.
Ah. Okay. The Shockwave is a bit interleased, so Armada has a T2 mix alternative. It'll become the most annoying unit in the game.
I think the Shockwave has a few game design team blockers before it can be added to the game. But other than that, I'd be cool with that being added to the game. It's a really awesome unit.
What about those extra units? You know, the epic.
Oh, those are staying in extra units.
They are staying in extra units. Okay.
for a good reason. Like they're just, dartboard balance. They're supposed to be overpowered.
Yeah. They're just to have fun with, right?
Yep. Shockwave is the work in progress metal extractor for Armada. It's tier 2, pretty much their tier 2 exploiter. It has a little EMP gun on top.
Okay. Congratulations for the 40,000 members. Thank you, Gold Heart Gaming Guild, and welcome to the chat. And thank you for the follow, Elite Eater.
Yes, and we just reached 3,000 followers on Twitch just an hour ago.
Yes, we did. I did mention that earlier. So thank you everybody for following. It's been amazing the support that you're giving the channel today and yesterday. We started off at less than 2,600. I think we've gained pretty much 400 followers in this stream. So yeah, amazing to see this going off so well. Also the view count at 120 at the moment, but yesterday we were close to 500 or even topping 500. So yeah, let's see if maybe today we can keep going and get back to those numbers from yesterday. It is Monday though, so it might be difficult, but we'll see where we get. That is a widget, Gold Heart Gaming Guild. So if you go to the Beyond All Reason Discord, let me paste you the link for that. Yeah. And then you can look in the widget thread, and there you will find, I think it's called player logos. It's been developed by Commander Zat, and but you do have to take into consideration that's only for you on your end, right? So you can oftentimes see streamers doing that, but if you're just playing an 8v8, it will be just on your side that Commander logo. But I do think there are maybe plans to implement that into the game itself. So, if you know about that, I don't know.
Sorry, what was that? Pardon?
The player logos, you know, the Commander Zat implemented the widget or created a widget that puts a certain picture on the spawn point.
It is under the. If you go under the, I think, mods section and the Beyond All Reason Discord, there should be a widgets thread, and you should be able to find it there. As well as some other very questionable widgets.
Nice. Elite Eater, thank you. Excuse me?
It's called Team Logos for Tournament Broadcasters.
Okay. Elite Eater, I just sub on YouTube and Twitch, thank you very much. G2 Man, thank you for the follow. And here we go.
Oh yeah, we do have Rigeki on here.
Yeah, 60 OS in the mix.
That is an insane score.
One of the top
players. The most I ever reached was 20.
Yeah, I was quite proud lately that after 1600 hours in the game, I'm back at 17 OS, where it all started 2 years ago.
Welcome back.
I did reach 20 OS at some point, but yeah.
A year ago was truly a dark day for me. I went below like 5 OS, and I was blocked out of like half the lobbies at a time.
Ooh, that's not good.
It was not fun.
Who is spamming those commands? I can hear somebody going mad with his commander, but I don't know who it is. Bante moving in on Cheese Liquor here, but he's gonna be having quite a bit of LLT and an early bombing run here on the back. That's gonna be difficult to deal with. Any AA up yet? Doesn't look like it.
Wow, that Legion middle extractor under center producing 20.
That's a lot of mana. And we'd be putting loads of LLTs around it. Unicorn Cats knows that this is a very important spot to cap. Looks like blue team is completely ignoring this middle part, which might prove them difficult to get over the metal. I don't know why it's being displayed like this all of a sudden. Ah, because there are 4 teams right now. Okay. That's cool to know. It changes the spectator mode as well. Metal extraction is at 5 at the moment, Saber. Yes, there are 4 teams, Malgat. There's a blue team here on the top, a yellow team here on the top left, a red team on the bottom left, and a green team on the bottom right. The rocket belt's moving in on this lonely whistler. I should be able to take care of that one pretty easily. What's Rakeki doing? He's going T2 at 3 minutes and 20 seconds in. So if you're wondering, it's not me moving the camera now. If you double click a name in Beyond All Reason, it will switch to the player commander. You can actually follow what he is doing and seeing him. So if you want to learn more about how the big OS guys are doing this. It's an excellent way just spectating them and double clicking their name in the lobby and see all of the things that they are doing.
Spotted.
We're probably just gonna see also statistics. APM being quite high for a few of the players. It's a bit too small though to really draw any conclusion of that. Raigeki has his T2 down, upgrading his mexes now. What is the captain of the Red Commander doing?
An allied commander has died.
Deck
Enemy
Commander
commander destroyed.
is moving around his command a little bit.
T2 unit detected.
Let's switch over to the green captain, Anoromi. He's in the water, making a nice push here on the backline.
An allied commander has died. Enemy commander destroyed.
Nice use of the wall there. I should remember that. Just put a wall in front of my ship to deny the... how's that thing calling in? Anemone, coastal torpedo launcher. Circlisk walking in there, trying to get to that medal. Looks like yellow team is doing quite nicely. 5 mechs though is being contended there in the middle. He lost all of his LLTs and is getting pushed back now. Instinct. The ballista, the rocket rock from the Legion side. Yeah, Raigeki will have to contest that scene. They're moving in on him. And on 2 sides actually. He's trying to make that Aphis, but he has 2 naval forces on his behind. While yellow is also pushing or trying to push the red team out of the water here. Destroyers, Riptides, Oppressors, and a Whistler for vision. Or a Whistler, and a Herring? Herring, yeah. And that is gonna be a GG for, well, I'm not gonna pronounce his name, but this guy.
Zero X7C.
Excuse me?
I believe it's like an error code or something. I'm not too sure the 0x7C.
It kinda looks like hexadecimal also, no?
Yes, that's what it looks like.
They're not getting a good shot of this thing. They have to look at a little bit of a positioning. But all of this repair is deterring those ships to go somewhere else. That's good. And what happened to Raigeki? Yeah. As expected, the naval had pushed that naval pushed him out of the game. But he's still going somewhere. No, doesn't look like he's doing anything anymore. Looks very profitable for yellow here. They now have pretty much the biggest map advantage in the game at the moment. Green team pushing back on yellow now. The fight for this mix is still ongoing, and one commander bites the dust in a massive explosion. Spybots, well, no, not spybots, the stealth tanks are being spotted though. He has a detecting unit somewhere in the mix over here probably. But yeah, so in this game there is stealth. You can be undetected for radar at least. And if you haven't built the stealth detection thing, it can be quite detrimental for your eco, for example, on glitters. I remember a game where I was doing quite well, but I forgot to make the anti-stealth building, and somebody just walked straight up to my aphises, and I didn't notice, and yeah, bye bye my eco and bye bye the game. It's quite painful. Geki got eaten. No, you felt quite safe here in the back trying to eco, but that naval push really pushed him out of the game. It looks like the blue team is also the one that's pretty much behind. If you will look at the numbers, yep, they're eco and they're lost on the eco production. So you see here that they're at 376 medal compared to 500 on and almost 600 on the yellow team. They are trying to get back into the game, but also their energy production is lagging behind. And I have a stream of ticks coming in. I don't know if this wall is gonna be any useful in stopping that. And they also have Shrek on Netflix in their back, who might be able to start running into their backline if they're not careful. Nice Sheldon ball here, wreaking havoc on the other side. That T2 lap is gonna get it. He's targeting the eco though, and not the lab. There we go. Nice macro here.
3,600 units on the screen.
Damn. That's a lot. The Shellys is still fighting away. You might want to send out those to provide a bit of a vision for those Shellys. Also, the ambassadors firing away their rockets. The A commander has to run for it. That's a big push here for the yellows. It looks like they're gonna clean up the blue players. While the battle versus the red team is also unfolding here. Using welders and Shellys. Let's keep on this one because I think this is gonna explode quite nicely pretty soon. If not, oh, smack in the middle of that ball. That was painful. Nice move there. But there is still a lot coming into them. Yellow has smelled blood and they want to kill. Big ass chain here on the blue team. Kambada moving in, trying to get rid of that Shelly push. And that is an AFK commander who's being blown up. Oh, blue team is getting cleaned up. And the resign vote for the blue team is going in. Red team also getting pushed back now from the yellows. They They do have the big ass mix in the middle on the red team, which is not being contended at the moment. Looks like green team is also doing very good on the eco side now, leading the pack. And cleaning up the rest of the base. Who will be fastest in expanding and getting those juicy metal spots? They do have a little bit of air, but that's about it. Shell is also proving to be very effective here for the yellow team on the other side versus the red team. Both yellow and green going for blue. Poor guys getting double teamed. Nice response there. Best way of dealing with Shelly's Arctics, but at the moment the ticks are gone, but they're proving to be quite effective also against the Recluse. We still have one commander from the blue team not giving up, refusing to, but he bites the dust, and that's the blue team out of here. Let's see who are they going for next. Are they gonna double team the red team? Oh, what is green gonna do? Yeah, it looks like they're moving in on a bit of eco there on the red side. A lot of artillery going down on Tazan here. We have some nukes popping up. Was an anti-nuke cutting that one. Big naval push here again from Fizz. He's trying again to get through, but he's faced with a bit of an opposition here.
Green and yellow will be fine to the death over that. All that middle.
Excuse me? I didn't get that.
Yellow and green are going to be fighting to the death for that blue territory.
Yeah, indeed. Big naval.
All that middle, all that res.
Will the air be able to get some value here? That's a lot of anti-air though, that's up. That's enough anti-air to deal with that. No value at all for that for that aerial push. Maybe this lonely bomber will get somewhere, but I do not believe so. Again, an anti-nuke getting cut there. People probably looking for holes in their defense. This guy might want to build an anti-nuke pretty fast. Does he maybe have the anti-nuke ship out? No, he's making a flagship. I would suggest to make an anti-nuke first, man. You've seen the anti-nukes and the nukes going up, so you are warned already. Big ass raid going in again. Barely getting that lap. Yeah, no, they get the lap. They get some damage done. Yeah, that's I didn't expect that to go through, but with all of these anti-air units going up, they still managed to get through. Red team have a bit of an issue here on the sides of their position, northeast side. Yeah. The Buccaneer cleaning up quite a bit of it. The Leech dropping an nuke, but does it drop actually nuke bombs to Leech, or is it something else?
Yeah, it's a nuke bomb.
It's a nuke bomb?
Instant, like, I don't know, instant 6,000 damage roughly. It is half a nuke in like a very tiny area.
Looks like red team is in the process of getting cleaned up. It will be a fight for green versus yellow. Big ass, excuse my French, big stream of ticks going into, well not ticks, it's grunts. Yeah, it's grunts going into the yellow side. They're all coming from over here, and this is DHZ. Sending a stream over to the red side, 2 streams to the yellow side, and his partner in crime on the tick side is Captain Kaki. Yeah. Well, the spam, not the tick stream, the spam stream. Red team about to bow out, and I think that would be a good idea because they're getting cleaned up quite easily here. Nice fight though.
One idea that I have floating around in my head is for these kind of matches where there's more than 2 teams, is if one team is all their commanders, their units don't explode, they just become derelict and just roam free. That'll be pretty interesting to fight against.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
This mammoth on the red, it's just walking straight through the red side. Ah, it's dead.
Oh. We have an lol cannon up. Do they have enough shields on the other side? It doesn't look like. Oof, that's gonna be painful. Already taking care of most of the eco in its range. And probably gonna get some more value, but it stopped shooting. That's too bad. Hold fire at the moment. Oh, there you go again. Finding some value over here, but yeah, you can see by the red circle it's almost, well, maybe you can get some damage here, but this guy is putting up shields in a record time, so might want to stop repairing his apes for a moment and get that shield up faster. Two red players are refusing to give up here on the top. They still have some BP and a lab.
You can see them trying to hide their commanders in the lake.
I can self D and make it bigger. Didn't work.
They're trying to make the gap bigger so the commander can fit through.
Ah, okay.
Oh, they've got a single flagship.
No, it's 2 flagships now.
I think their only power source at this point is this Cerberus, but it's about to go out. Yep. They got nothing.
Poor red guys. Still commendable. Not giving up. But
They
yeah,
fought a good fight.
they fought the good fight indeed, yeah.
Green has successfully taken over the blue territory.
Yeah, it looks like green is taking it, well, not on the eco side as of yet. Yellow is still ahead on
seems
that
to be
one.
ahead on the eco.
But army value, I don't know if I can see. I do believe that the green players have the army value here. And they are using their units and also being quite aggressive. And that goes.
Like as all the red commanders died.
That actually got rid of the water here as well. Oh no, it's going up again. That's cool to see. Oh, look at that. Oh. You guys make too much of a nice game. I will never get rid of this addiction. But I thank you for it. Still no shields here. Ah, finally he made one. 73%. It's
Oh,
not
that's
getting up.
interesting. In the red territory, there's some hovercraft going around.
Oh. Maybe they can cause some backline damage here on green. The eco has stabilized. Green and yellow are pretty much in the same ballpark at the moment. But they need to start pumping out their units, man. Guys, yellow, turn on the button and start pumping out those units. He's going for a lol cannon, the Calamity on the Cortex side, and he targets straight into the Aphis, but it has shields. The Olympus, that is the Legion side of the lol cannon?
That is a Legion long-range plasma cannon.
Okay.
Shoots a burst of three cluster ammunition.
That's nice how it explodes on the shield. That's a nice effect.
Yeah, that's new. I haven't seen that before.
Does get some up. Oh, I think I saw a nuke there flying by my screen for a second.
That was.
I'm trying Saber, but I don't see it. Oh, that's enough shields. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think he's getting through here. If he gets those things down, they are at the edge of the screen though. Yeah, he might be able to get through this one. That's another shield down. Probably this one going down as well. Well, green team is doing admirable in killing the other sides. I thank them for them, and my PC thanks them as well, because my FPS is going better at the moment. Air push, but just some, I don't know, followed up by some leeches. One going down, two going down. Oh, big chain here.
Beautiful.
Oh my god. That's pretty much, yeah, yellow out of the game. Green take it home. Got some messages. Enable unit totals in seconds. Unit. Alright. Now green probably is gonna need some. Oh, no, they bow down. That's a good way of ending it. No, they didn't. I thought they just. Weird. Why? What happened to the yellow team? They have no commanders left, but they're still in the game.
They have
Oh, they
one
do
commander
have.
left. I don't know.
They seem to have resigned, but it's not ending.
I think it's turned into like a ghost faction.
Yeah, might as well end it here. I think there's no commander, so
There is one in the top. There's two in the top left corner C. There's one in the corner.
Yeah, but it's still being controlled.
No, nobody's controlling it. It's got dashes for its name.
Yeah, indeed.
That is a very interesting bug.
Yeah. That was ghost action, yeah. Anyways, Green cleaning up the bases. I should be able to find this commander pretty soon. And there he goes. And does he game in now?
Arbiter's hitting underwater reactors is new. It's a good strategy.
Does look like there's a com here. Ah, there it is. Now it's ending. Yes.
Here we go.
Nice job there by the green team. Quite impressive.
Yeah.
Blue team getting double teamed there in the beginning was maybe a bit unfortunate for them. But still.
Them getting the blue team's territory really opened up a lot of space for them to build.
Yeah, indeed. And I think that the chain reaction came from over here somewhere. Taking out most of the eco on the other side, because up to that point they were completely equalized. So, yeah. Very interesting matchup. GG! Sam has plans indeed. Thank you for the follow, Kamioshiro. You missed the demons that one and they killed all. Ah, it was demons? Okay, okay. Alright, I really have to stop eating these cookies and get some actual food in here. I'm skipping too much on my diet already. Let me quickly run to the kitchen and get some sandwiches over here. Cool. Alright, we are going for a glacial gap. With Legion enabled, 5 times metal extractions, the release candidate units are gonna be going up. Pretty damn cool. 3 hours left of awesomeness. Well, if it's up to me, Saber, I will be going a bit longer. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, 3 hours left of awesomeness, and then we have a 24-hour streams. The first time, I think, in bar history we had such a long stream. It's quite amazing to see all of these people in here. All of the followers, all of the subscribes, all of the bits flying everywhere. You guys have been rocking it. Thank you very much. We do appreciate it. All of your support. This game wouldn't be anywhere without you. Thank you very much. I'm gonna be muting for a few seconds, so I'll get some sandwiches. Be right back. And we're back.
Welcome back.
Is the audio okay on the stream? It's not too loud, I hope.
Should be fine.
We should increase the epic music of bar a little bit. Check my reviews. This, that's good. Of course, there's no song playing. Come on. Play me a song, bar. Let's go. Oh, that's a bit louder. It should be more audible. Oh, nice. Thank you for that information. Beyond All Reason Official, we have a new Cortex Shiva model available on the website. Be sure to go check it out. Does it have the 3D model?
Yeah, it looks like it has 3D model on the website now.
I really like that because when I was making some YouTube content, it's really cool to go over to that website and then to get that 3D model and paste it on the thumbnail. It's really nice.
Yeah.
It's from the website.
All of the 3D models can be imported to Blender using a plugin, as well as going to the GitHub.
Alright. So chat, if you do have some more questions about the Shivas or anything, we have a few developers in here. They are willing to answer whatever questions you have. So take the opportunity and find out more about the game, I would say. A nice sandwich with cheese and ham. Nice. Mr. Duffy.
Oh my god, Duffy, chill.
And we have liftoff. Oh, almost. Here we go. Loading in for some more spectacular 40v40 games. Thank you for the follow, Walney Pyre. Alright, this is a glacial map. I do think one of the favorite maps for naval players. It features a really nice central lane for naval ships. We have a top side and a bottom side. Top side is usually the front side, and here we usually have some air players. But we'll see how it evolves because, yeah, you can't really put on the same macro, well, the same meta on a map if there's so many players in the lobby, right? Botsky, I mostly play co-op against AI, barbarians mostly. Sometimes it feels the AI stop attacking or trying when we reach assault frontline. When scouting, we often see huge traffic jams or blobs just moving up and down their base. and it tips on how to make the AI avoid those things or to make the AI play better. I think that the AI is actively being worked on, and there's even some projects going down to make it smarter. I've seen a lobby yesterday with different names. They had SMRT in front of their name. So there's actually contributors or part of this game that are working on the AI bots. Trevor, maybe you have some comments on that?
I'm sorry, I was looking at something else. What was the question?
About the AI, what are there any changes about the AI bots coming in? The AI players?
Oh yes, Barbarian AI is going to be a little bit smarter when it's eventually improved.
Okay.
It is actively being worked on.
Yeah, and also notice that there are actually some players that managed to boot up the game and then have the AI changed with SMRT in front of their names. I think it's the SMRT clan.
Ah yes.
That
They've
is
modified the Barbarian AI because the reason it works is because the Barbarian AI is hosted on the person who spawns it.
okay.
So each player can add an AI, quote unquote AI player to the team, and those players are controlled, simulated on that player's system rather than on the server.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Kirolia there giving the suggestion to avoid jammers versus AI. Do you know why that is?
Why we're changing AI?
No. Why wouldn't you use jammers versus AI?
Channels versus AI?
Jammers, the jammer unit.
Cameras. I'm not too sure. I believe. They don't know how to fight against it. I think it's because I can't see pretty much ghosted units.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, the game is ongoing. We have quite a bit of commanders spawning into the water. Also on the red team, a bit of co-op going down. That might be a better idea, boys, to just focus on one lap. Looks like the other side is also not being very interested in a lot of co-op. No, bar 2 hard is now moving into that lap. That I think is a good idea to get those early units out more quickly. And on the land we have the ciphers again moving in for a come move. A come drop potentially, or does he just want to capture this central nexus? The issue with hard balanced is the retreat mechanics. If you use jammers, the enemy will force themselves into your defenses, and once their units are damaged, they will retreat to repair. Ah, okay.
Interesting.
We can avoid this by using hard aggressive preset in warp AI config. Alright, thank you for those tips, Saber. Always nice to see. Two air players here in the back. Alright, first ships are moving in. It looks like DME Kernert has a little bit of a dolphin problem. But no damage really done there. But this is bad for Brown Bear, he might lose his lap here. Unfortunate for him. But he gets a bit of help from his neighbor Fizz. 10G killer moving in. He is knight here. Having a bit of an aggressive move by Sophos right in front of his base. Is he going for the D-gun on the lap? It looks like he is. But looks like he doesn't have the E on the most critical moment. Yeah, he did manage to get one shot off. Duffy, Ultra Noob, and Little Worm going for the cheesy play here on top. I do want to be careful with these anti-air right in front of him. They've been spotted. Duffy and the other player being a little bit late on the response time to land their commanders, causing them to lose it in midair. My Little Worm did make it halfway up the mountain. About halfway up the map. On top of the mountain. Heavy naval battle here in the middle. What is Little Worm's plan in it? Ah, okay, he's making a counter to try to get rid of this. Actually moving in a constructor unit. A nano. I mean, get those things up faster. I would imagine he would go for spiders actually here to continue the push on the mountain. On the south side, Star Park had the same idea. He's also up at there. But I don't know if a vehicle plant is the best choice over here. And Little Worm getting sniped out of here. That's enough Banshees to get him down. He cloaks just in time. Land them. Land them. Can't believe Little Worm survived that. He's starting to reclaim and rebuilding and going again.
His teeth.
And those boys are going in again. You will probably get him down right now. It's a bit late with the anti-air, I think. Little Worm losing his commander, but I do believe he still has a base. Actually, no, he's out of here. Why is this again so big? Interface. Slow down a bit so you can see the sliders. And looks like it's not that bad distributed. Both teams still neck and neck. Huge battle here. T1 battle at the moment, I think. Mostly. Mosquitoes there trying to push back on Mixos's push there. With Brutes, the Whistler, the Lasher truck. Brutes. Napalm artillery moving in as well. Big push here. Covered by some aerial units. That's a lot of mosquitoes, but they seem to be taken care of. While the brutes move in. A lot of ticks there also being used, seeing if they can spread them out a bit and cause massive damage on the other side. Might be a good time to start firing those napalms and not directly into somebody of your own base, maybe archer in front. But well, this napalm is doing more friendly fire than actual damage to the enemy side. Red team is slowly gaining here on the top lane, but it's still a stalemate here on the bottom lane on the top. I don't know how to call this, but this lane and this lane. And then here in the naval side, it's a bit to the advantage on the red team, looks like. Yeah. They're getting pushed slowly back a little bit. Why can't I draw today? No, I can't draw today. Naval units moving in there in the middle now. They need to respond to this. If they lose the naval lane on this map, it's probably a GG for all the eco in the back here. And here. Bar to Hazard, Decay and Commando are trying their best. But Brown Bear got a command come kill right in the middle of the naval forces. He should have loads of metal here now that he can eat. Let's see how much it is. 13.5k on the floor, 15.4k in the floor. And they keep on pushing on the middle. And they have to respond. Maybe the air can make some anti-torpedoes or some torpedo units to get this push under control. Because if they go much further, it is... I'm predicting that it will be the red team winning. But maybe they can turn it around. Maybe they can turn it around. Yes, Mighty Sheep, we're going for 24 hours at least. So still 2 hours and a half at least that we are going. I don't know if the plans are to immediately just stop the stream or just to keep going as long as we can, but well, it's morning time for me. I'm down to going for another 24 hours at least. Thank you for the follow, Wally Nay Fire. These names, it's difficult to pronounce. Oh, big air push coming in on the north side. Ooh, that is a nice chain, cleaning up most of
how
the
beautifully organized the red team's eco is.
Yeah. Yeah. Quite neat designs
Looks
here.
really nice.
That looks very nice. Quite different on the other side, but well, these guys know how to do it. On the south side, the north side isn't really looking that sexy, but now a big aerial push from the red team. Apologies for the slow FPS, but yeah, the more aerial units in the game are, that yeah, that strains my CPU even more. Again, this has nothing to do with the servers or with Beyond All Reason. This is just my crappy old PC that is causing this low FPS. You can see that many people have a pretty decent FPS still. I'm already on the lowest graphics quality, I think. Blue team still managing to keep the red push off on the north side. Quite impressive. They lost quite a bit here on the front, but still they're keeping the red team at bay for the time being. The central naval lane isn't looking too good for the blue team though. They do have a nice stream of amphibious tanks going down. Might just want to go over the safe side. Nicely taken care of by Rehab Spiral, but they are still going. Looks like the naval players are going in for the kill here on the middle, moving pretty much everything forwards. Yeah, we're at almost 10,000 units on the screen, boys and girls. Have you ever seen a game that it handles this? I haven't. Is this FPS or is this... Yeah, FPS is 39, okay.
It is just FPS. The sim speed is just fine.
Quite a bit of few players in the lobby that needs to have an upgrade just like me. With my 4 FPS gaming. Maybe if I go a little bit closer. It doesn't seem to make that much difference.
If I zoom all the way out, I go all the way down to 6 FPS. Although if I zoom into a good chunk of the map, I gain like double that.
They're not getting through in the middle there. Blue team is still holding them up quite nicely. But they are getting behind on the eco now. Oh, okay. Only T1 apparently. Oh, I didn't notice that. So yeah, we're staying on T1. Getting the unit count even higher. I do think much of these players have probably hit the unit cap right now. What's it, 350 maybe? Oh, there's no unit cap.
Okay. The unit cap per player is 400.
Shouldn't it be displayed here in the lobby set?
No, it's dynamic.
Ah. 2 FPS. And I'm catching up. So remember, if you have
Mosquito pull in the north.
if you have such a good PC, maybe you could stream?
Probably. By the time I get it set up properly, the event will be over.
Yeah, that's true. Massive chain here in the back. The air has gone through and is bombing everything down here in the back. Cleaning up the blue team. It looks like it's the red team that's gonna take it home. Quite admirable though by these top lane blue players here. They managed to keep up all of this.
It was a beautiful navy push by red. Master Bell's going in for a self-D.
Will he get a lot quit to him?
Yeah, he got like most of the impresses.
I'm a little bit behind, I'm catching up. I'm 20 seconds behind now. Oh yeah, I see it now. That was quite an
The Twitch
efficient.
stream is synced.
Sorry?
No, the Twitch stream is synced.
ZR Trooper asking what specs are needed for a PC to run it smoothly. Well, a recent PC. This one I'm streaming on right now is 7 years old. It
You
hasn't.
can run it on your mother's Acer Aspire from 2008.
Well, not that bad, but yeah, it is. It could be better. I should be starting to think about upgrading my PC if I look at this, because yeah, next time this event happens, I do want to have a decent PC so I can actually participate as well. I tried yesterday, but no, my PC just said no. I'm already happy it's not. There's no smoke coming out of it yet.
Yeah, no, my computer seems to be bottlenecked. CPU. Ah, yes. Core 5 doing all the work.
More chains here in the middle. Naval is keep on getting pushed in. The entire south side is pretty much bumped to oblivion, and the north side is getting overrun now as well. GG for the red team. Look at all of this beautifully arranged eco in the back, nice squares everywhere.
Yeah, Saber's spot on with that. If you are looking for a good CPU to run this game, I'd get a X3D processor or AMD X3D.
CPU with a big cache.
Yeah. I also assume that implies it's good at dealing with the single core bottleneck. Because all the unit calculations and stuff, all the simulation is on one core. There's kind of no way around it.
That's because the engine is inherently single threaded, I think. Huh?
It's deterministic. I don't think you can do it any other way.
But the Spring engine that you guys are using, you're pretty much developing all sort of things for the engine itself as well, right?
Yeah, I don't know much about the engine myself. I just make models, but yeah, pretty much.
Well, it's already amazing that this engine is capable of showing at the moment 8,780 units on the screen, calculating all of those missiles and rockets in real time, taking into consideration the height level, the gravity level, all of this wind.
Oh, there they all go. This is the worst FPS I've had the whole match, is watching everything blow up.
Tarnished coming in with the engine. The engine has multi-threading, the pathing and unit movements are multi-threaded, but some systems like projectiles are single-threaded. Okay.
Yeah, simulation side I think has to be. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is disgusting. I love it.
Thank you for the information, Tarnished Knight. If you are down, you're also welcome to join the stream and answer a few questions. I think Will Kubiak.
Tarnish knows a lot more about the engine than I do, that's for sure.
Yeah. And that is a GG for the red team. Nice.
This game is truly beyond all reason.
Indeed. Imagine a 40 times 40 massive RTS, is that possible? Well, actually we've been doing 40 times 40 versus 40 versus 40 versus 40, or if I'm picked.
We just did 160 players in one lobby, so...
It is possible,
absolutely. This is like that one time I was playing Planetside. They were doing a event to get cram as many players into one map as possible. They got over 4,000 players onto one map. It was absolute chaos. It was running pretty well. Albeit, I was running on potato settings on purpose.
I can join next game to see how much I will lag and how fast. I'm on a G358 at 4 gigahertz. Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think I agree with Littner there. Saber, you're not gonna have a good time with that processor yet.
My AMD Ryzen 5 5600X is chugging along pretty well. Apart from Core 5, of course.
Alright, while we wait for more players to join, we're gonna do a 10 versus 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 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 80 players. This is gonna be a nice game mode. This is gonna be spectacular, actually. Alright, I'm gonna take a small bio break. I'll be back in a few seconds. Yeah, Turner Snatch, feel free to join, man. No problem at all.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello, hello, hello.
How's it going? Enjoying the stream so far? All the
Yeah.
lovely games.
It's been amazing. It's been really amazing. All the people in chat being so nice. Many people viewing, many followers, many subscribers. Yeah.
It's been a blast to watch and been a blast to be a part of as well.
For sure.
Oh, that's excellent. Come to see as the engine developer what everyone's doing to my poor little engine.
Well, it's definitely being stretched today.
Yeah, stretched. That's
This game is
only
like
one way.
It's like one of those benchmark tests where you're just pushing your computer to the max.
Yeah, I've certainly seen quite a bit of that. But yeah, I've noticed in chat there've been a few questions related to engine-related matters and performance, and certain questions about, like, obviously people have been watching that sim speed and why things are happening and people's frame rates have been dropping down a bit low, but the sim speed's still staying up high. I thought I could provide maybe a little bit of quick explanation to sort of explain what's going on there, because I think this is an area that players generally don't quite sort of have a grasp on quite what's happening on that front, and it's not completely obvious as well. So maybe I can provide a little bit of clarity on that. So what's essentially happening is that the server is receiving all these commands, it's scheduling them into sim ticks and then sending them out to the clients, which are then executing the commands. So when you ask a unit to move, it goes up and comes down. And the server is also responsible for deciding how quickly the sims tick over. So obviously it's like 1 times is obviously full speed, half is like 0.5, and so on and so forth. Now, what it does when it's doing all this, it's getting data from all the clients about how much their CPU's working, how much time is being spent on simulation. And what it will do is it will take all the players' computers into account, and it will put them into order from lowest to highest, and it will pick the median, the one in the middle of that list, and look at how that one's doing. And if it goes over a particular threshold of CPU usage, it will then say, right, I'm going to drop the sim speed to ease up on the simulation for everyone. So yeah, it uses the middle for that. So that's why you'll probably get like a third of the players that are starting to fall more and more behind, because it looks at the one that's right in the middle of the performance. For games this big, I don't know whether that's necessarily the absolute best strategy for it, but certainly with smaller games like the 8x8 games and that, it helps protect the games from if someone brings along a computer with very low performance profile, and it doesn't completely ruin the game for everyone when that machine starts to struggle. And certainly I think people get upset if I brought my machine in. It's about 10 years old, my machine. So
Battle started.
Would you say that, for example, if you have an 8v8 with 16 players with high-end PCs, and you have an 8v8 with a lot of people with low-end PCs, that the simulation would be running faster on that one? The game itself would be running faster on the first iteration, the first time?
As I say, it's going to be whoever's PC is in the middle of the pack for terms of performance. So if you've got a weaker machine and you join a lobby and over half the people have insane gaming rigs, and I know a lot of people do have those insanely powerful gaming rigs, then good luck if it gets really busy, because those machines are probably handling it just fine, and your machine is going to struggle somewhat. So if you could play an 8v8 where people are closer to your machine's power, then you're more likely to get a more satisfying game.
Yeah, I think I noticed that when I was playing 8v8, sometimes, why is this game running so fast today compared to my other games? And that's probably because I'm in luck and everybody in the lobby has a good PC or a reasonable PC performance, and that would speed up the simulation and would cause up a faster game, for example. I think that
is a really interesting insight. I learned quite a lot from that.
That's what I'm here for. I can't tell you anything about these lovely strategies and everything these people are doing, because they are all way better than I am.
Oh yeah.
But I can certainly advise on the more technical aspects of the engine.
Great. Booster Draft NL, is that a Dutch accent? It's a Belgian accent actually. But ja, ik praat ook Nederlands soms.
I think it was asking about Tarnished's accent.
Ah.
Yeah, I was wondering whose accent is that? No, I am Southern English. Southeast UK. So if I sound foreign, I don't know. I didn't think I sounded different to that, but you know.
We learn.
Yeah, maybe
Saber is also asking about the checksum. Could you give some information on the checksum that's been recently introduced?
Oh, right, okay. So this work was done by Ivan D. So the engine runs through all the assets that it's going to load into the game. Obviously, for this simulation, as many people know, this is a deterministic simulation, which means that every machine runs the full simulation, and it has got to do it exactly right, bit for bit, has to be absolutely exact. Otherwise, the games will start drifting, and you'll get the butterfly effect that you'll end up playing two very different games. So
you'll be
we
playing
obviously want to avoid that.
Chess.
Yeah, absolutely. Our engine's not really designed to handle that yet. Maybe someone put a mod in for 5-dimensional chess, but so with the checksums, what the engine's doing is it's checking all the assets, and it will generate a checksum for all the assets. With the idea is that we need to make sure everyone's using the same models, the same map data. You know, everything's got to be spot on. And while we can't check bit for bit against everyone, we use an algorithm to generate checksum, which should be, you know, unique within reason. And then we can sort of compare those checksums and make sure everyone's using the same game assets as far as we can deduce. Because if they're not, desyncs will happen. I think there was a bug recently where the engine was checking the assets every time it was loading the game. And I believe IMD has put a patch in which went out a week or two ago to stop that behaviour, so that it should only need to check the assets once.
A very good prime example of why we do this is back when I first added the Legion commanders of the game. It had an extra value called push resistance, and for some reason, well, as far as I know, this was causing massive desync even in regular lobbies.
Right, so I'd certainly like to get people's experience if they remember what's going on there. As I understand, the pattern is the first game they played was always fine, but then the second game onwards wasn't fine.
Ah, that's interesting.
So I'd probably need to get a bit more data related to that desync, because unfortunately for me, the push resist actually comes under the movement subsystems of the engine, which is the area I'm mostly focused on. So that is potentially a mistake, coding mistake on my part somewhere. I have gone through all those changes that I've made and couldn't see anything obvious that would cause that problem. And I fixed a fair few desyncs, although most of them were admittedly my fault. Getting quite good at spotting them. But yeah, we're not. Yeah, I'll have to get more data on that one. But I think we've turned off the push resists for now.
Ralia asking if it would be possible in the event of the desync to pause and share the game full state, so both parties have the full info. Then you can play both games simultaneously for real.
Right. Okay, that's a very good question. So, on a desync we can detect that, and it's like, well, obviously some people have got a good game state, some people have got another game state. Why not share that and synchronize everyone? It is something we have thought about and have looked into, but what I'd say is, bear in mind this engine goes all the way back to at least 2005, probably slightly earlier, and its design, obviously, has been built up upon decisions that go all the way back. And one of the set of decisions that have been made is about how flexible the engine is and all the crazy mods and things that you can do with it. And that creates an absolute huge amount of data in terms of game state. And the other thing that we also do in bar for performance is that certain behind-the-scenes operations like updates to map the pathing routes and stuff like that happen in the background, and there's like a few frame delays and stuff like that, so that we can collect. So if you've got rapid set of explosions in an area, what we do is try and collect as much of that batch data as possible and then process it all at once, rather than recalculate the path. Oh, next frame it's just been damaged by another explosion, recalculate the path, and so on and so forth. We try to batch it up, a slight delay, so we only do it once. It's part of the reason how we can handle so much going on at once. It happens so quickly, it's not noticeable to the player. But when you do things like that, it means that the game state also has to include things like, well, the entire pathing data and where it's got to with its updates, because it's going to be different. And we're talking hundreds upon hundreds of megabytes of data. So to resynchronize the games, the amount of data you would have to transfer across the network to respective clients, up to the server and then down back through the server, it would take a substantial amount of time to reload the game states And I think if we could do it in like 10, 20 seconds or something like that, I think people would be okay with that if a desync happened. But we're talking 2-3 minutes, which I don't think the players will tolerate mid-match.
All right. We got another question from Chico. For a smaller group of friends, is it possible to limit the game to that of the slowest player so they don't fall behind too much? I think what Tarnish was explaining, that the game is already doing this automatically. Or can you pause the game whilst another player catches up if it crashes? Not sure if this works right now, I haven't checked in a while. Yeah?
So for the first question about the sim speed, it's a very, very good question. I personally think if you've got a private lobby with just your friends group playing, and it's not like all people around the world, I think that's a pretty reasonable request, that you want to go as fast as the slowest machine, because you're all playing together, you're a bunch of friends, you want to experience it together. Mm-hmm. The engine can support that, but you'd have to put some code in the lobby to tell the engine to switch into that particular mode, and I don't think we have that at the moment, but it is theoretically possible. It does change how the engine does some of the balancing of the performance to compensate. It's certainly not ideal for most games, certainly not global lobbies and stuff like that. That's not going to be good. But if it was just for a group of friends, you know everyone, and you're in a private lobby playing with each other, I think that's a reasonable request. The engine can do that. But bear in mind that the difference in people's machines of performance, a 10-year-old machine and one bought 2 years ago, there's a very huge difference between those. So people with the later machines will notice the games will run noticeably slower as a result when you get into the later stages of the matches in the bigger games.
Okay. Boost the Draft having a nice and funny remark here. If they are truly true friends, they should all chip in and buy their slowest friend a new PC.
Oh, that sounds good. I'll try and convince my friends group to do the same. Hasn't worked so far, but sorry, there was another question. Sorry, I don't want to detract too much. If you want to be talking about some of the things going on in the match.
No, man. Go right ahead. It's very interesting to hear you speaking about this, so no problem at all.
If this gets too much for the audience, then we'll say, no, go back to the game. Go away, Tarnish. Just tell me. I'm not going to get offended.
Come back, Tarnish. Tell me your trade secrets.
So, let's see, what questions have we got coming up? I think there was another question, wasn't there? So I answered the first of two. There was a second question, if you could remind me what that other one was.
Can you pause the game while another player catches up if it crashes?
Can you pause the game? Yes, there's no reason why you can't. From an engine perspective, obviously there are other, bar isn't just, for most people they think of a game as that program that's running on their computer, that exe they start up. Bar is that exe, but it's broken up into the game portion, the engine portion. You've got the lobby, which is separate. You've got our servers. We've got different types of servers: middleware server, auto host server, and all that. So there's many moving parts. So from the engine's perspective, yes, you can pause the game, and someone should be able to catch up to that. That's perfectly fine from the engine's perspective. But making sure the rest of the infrastructure correctly handles that's outside of my my area of expertise. So in theory, yes, but other parts of the system have to be make sure they can support that too. Might be able to do it now, or they might need some code changes. I don't know.
So we've heard before that the CPU would be best if you use an X3D from the AMD benchmark. I think this is because the CPU has a large cache and is very good at handling single threading, right? Is that a good conclusion, or?
That is, those CPUs are very good. Those AMD X.
And is it because they are
3D,
focused on like
cache.
single threading, or or why is that?
No. Well, if it was single threading, then Intel processors would be ruling the roost, I think, on that, because they sort of traditionally had the single thread advantage over AMD, whereas AMD pushed more threads. I don't know. I suppose the latest Ryzen's may have shifted that a bit. But yeah, single thread performance is important. Don't get me wrong on there, because a lot of the engine started off single threaded back in 2005, and because of the way the architecture works, there's still a lot of aspects that are dependent on single threaded. But rest assured, we have multi-threaded many portions of the engine. The hardest working parts of the engine, which are unit movement and pathfinding, as a shameless plug there, have been multi-threaded.
Okay.
And some parts of the rendering, small parts of rendering, have been multi-threaded. We're using OpenGL, so the rendering itself, for example, is limited as to how much it can multi-thread, because the older OpenGL standards and that was very limited in its ability to multi-thread. Gets very, very technical. Won't go into that too much. Probably quite boring anyway for most people. So we have done what we can. Significant portions are multi-threaded, but the key reason why the Ryzen X3D processors with the big caches, like 64 megabytes cache, 96 megabytes cache, why are they doing really, really well? And the reason for it is when the matches get big, we're dealing with, as like you've got here, with tons of units moving around, lots going on. That is a lot of data that the computer has to process, has to go through.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing with computer, it's got a weakness known as the von Neumann bottleneck. The idea is you've got system memory, your RAM, people got 16 gigs, 32 gigs or more of it, and the data from that occasionally has to go into the CPU and the CPU's cache, so the CPU can work on that data, and the cache is really fast, system memory is relatively very slow. Now, when you've got this huge amount of map data, the cache can't hold very much data. It's a matter, most processors is a matter of a few megabytes, so it's constantly having to clear out what's in the cache to bring new data into process, and that's coming from, I'm oversimplifying slightly, so bear in, but it's probably better that way, from the system memory, which is a bit on the slow side. So if you've got a big cache, that cache is fast, and it's holding more and more of that data that we're working on. And so when you've got lots of units, it's keeping more of that data about lots of those units in the cache, and it's able to work on that without having to go back to system memory. And that's where you're getting the performance boost from.
Okay, thank you for that excellent explanation. We have Commander Zat with another question, if you don't mind. How is the engine work organized? Is there an engine team behind it?
Yes, we have an engine team. It's not necessarily as big as the actual game side team. It's not quite as glamorous and exciting as the game front. I think for most people, I find the engine more exciting personally, but that's probably why I'm in the engine team. But yeah, so.
Then who besides you is working on the engine?
So we've got myself and Ivan D as, but our primary concern is the engine, and we have a set of other contributors who have also got involved with the engine. So very talented individuals like Marek, who does a lot of server related activities, networking, but also gets a bit involved with the engine. We've got Sortron, helps in so many different areas in the game and the engine. Badosu, who does stuff game side, but also comes in, and the people that contribute in that way. They tend to like pick out sort of niches within the engine. So whether it's the command input system to try and make the commands work in the same way, or text and formatting that those contribute. But in terms of the individuals who will deal with the whole engine as a whole, there aren't many of us, but it's all C++. It's sort of very complicated programming. It's not as fashionable, shall we say, for programmers to work on C++, as it is to say, like, you know, JavaScript and Angular and Java and .NET and that. So yeah, if you're a C++ programmer and you fancy digging your teeth into a nice big mature project to see how things work behind the scenes in bar, then please get involved. Contributions are definitely welcome.
Yep. Let me just paste in the Discord link in here. So if you click that one and you are interested in contributing in whichever way possible, you are more than welcome, of course. We got another question here from Saber, who is wondering about the gigahertz of a CPU. How does that come into play? Does it need to be really high? I do believe it's more important to have a next generation CPU, right? Could you give some information on that, maybe?
Ooh, right, yeah. So I've got a 4th generation Core i5 that runs at 3.2 gigahertz, and if you took a modern i5, such as like a 10th or 12th generation one, that could probably outperform my one, maybe 2.4 gigahertz. So my machine running 50% faster clock rates will produce worse results than a very modern machine at a slightly reduced clock rate. So yes, the architecture can help. Quite a lot of things that happen with modern processors is they have better interconnect with memory. They support faster system memory, which actually makes a big difference there. So my computer, its system memory operates at a theoretical throughput of 24.6 gigs per second. It will never achieve that in practice. Whereas modern computers, they've got memory that will have a theoretical maximum closer to 100 gigabytes per second, so like 4 times faster, and that makes a huge difference. So there are general improvements in the processors themselves. Bigger cache is also more prevalent, a few more threads, that helps. So they get more performance per gigahertz as a result. But regardless, you do want a good processor with a nice high gigahertz performance regardless, if you can, because that's a major a factor in your single thread performance.
You mentioned earlier that a lot is being programmed in C++. I do think that C++ is a language relying heavily on pointers, and well, it's not really, how do I say this, next generation language of coding in. Can you maybe comment on how that you mitigate those limitations a little bit of C++?
So yeah, so C++ does have what we call pointers. So for those who are not programmers, I'm sure we've got lots of lovely gamers here who aren't so bothered about the true details. But in terms of what does that mean? Well, it means that you have an object. Let's say a unit. You've got a tick in the game. There's a chunk of memory allocated for its purpose. And in C++, the programmer needs to know where in memory that tick sits. So we track that by using pointers. It's got a address in memory. It's a number, but you could think of it like a postal address or something. That's where the tick lives. And as in C++, as programmers, we need to be aware of where everything lives. Whereas in modern programming languages like Rust, they try to hide that from the programmer. so that the programmers don't have to worry about where things are pointing to, because it opens up the opportunity for, if I write a letter, say I want to write a letter to this tick, and it's at this address, and then post it, I could have a programming mistake where that tick's disappeared or it's been moved to a different part of memory, but I've just sent a letter to the wrong address now. Now, in the real world, if you send letters to the wrong address, you might be lucky it'll come back to you and say, sorry, Mr. Tick doesn't live here anymore. It's actually a fiend, and he's going to come and kick your door down and burn your house to the ground for interrupting him. Which actually is probably quite like what actually happens in a computer, because computers can sort of completely fail, seg fault, your game crashes if you make mistakes like that. So how do we keep track of pointers and make sure everything's in line? We've got some patterns that we use. There's a common one that use like share pointers, which is just basically an object that is responsible for tracking where the pointer is, and then when it's not used anymore, it automatically clears itself, so that we know that right, okay, that's now no longer pointing anywhere, and it also leads into memory management. When we talk about pointers, goes into memory management, because we need to allocate memory, free memory, and stuff like that. Whereas modern programming languages try to do all that for you in the background, so that I don't, for example, if a tick's dead but I've accidentally not cleared the house, I can't use that house for anything else. I can't reassign that house to a bulldog tank or something. And then that's where you get to memory leaks, where you lose track of memory and it's using up space, and your game could crash because you can't find any spare memory, but it's because you're leaving it unassigned. So we do have patterns that it's like things that we use in programming to mitigate that keep track of it for us. So the C++ templates for shared pointers, and that's a common example. It's probably the most common example of that. But yeah, I realise that's going to get very, very technical very, very quickly. So it's not perfect. We do make mistakes. So, but you get used to these things, and you learn to spot the likely where your likely mistakes are, and that, and also the tools we're using, like the compiler that turns your code into a program. They've got a lot better over the years at noticing these mistakes and going, right, yeah, if you do this, you're going to get into trouble. So you want to fix this, and you go, right, yeah, I missed that, yeah.
All right. We have an interesting question on the YouTubes, I think, from James Youngquist. He would assume that the lag would be more about the network sync.
Right. Network lag is a thing, and it does affect games. So, if you're connected to a server that's on the opposite side of the planet to you, that will impact the responsiveness of your game. Though that is but one factor. What's happening at the moment that we're seeing here on the stream is that with the catch up is that your machine's falling behind. The frame rate's at about 3 FPS, which means the simulation is using around 80% of your CPU time to try and do as much simulation as possible to try and catch up, and it's only leaving a small amount of time so that you can get some frames rendered, so you can at least see what's happening. you get updates. This behavior is very symptomatic of that you've fallen behind, and you can't keep up with the median machine, which is probably keeping around 60% CPU time. So this is kind of, in reality, when the matches get large, that becomes, for some people, the bigger factor in lag. But yes, network lag is still a thing. But in my experience, it doesn't tend to create lag that's anywhere near this this kind of level where you can fall, more than a second behind the simulation.
All right. Again, UK asking, does the server slow down the tick rate so that it doesn't get overloaded with CPU calculations?
The server itself is doing very little. The server's job in this, in bar, is to act as the central point for collecting everyone's commands. So every time you tell a unit to move or whatever, your machine will send that command to the server, and what the server will do is it will receive that command, and it will then schedule that into a game update frame, a simulation tick, and it might be frame 2020 or something like that. And then when the time comes, the server will send that tick out to all the clients to say, frame 2020, this is what you need to do for this frame, and here's all the commands that you need to process for this frame. Mm-hmm. Now, the server, as I said, will also be able to monitor client performance in terms of how much time they're spending on the simulation. And we have a target of about 60% CPU. And we, as I say, we line all the machines up in order of their CPU. So the slowest machines might be like 70%, 65, all the way up to the fastest machine, which would be like 20% or something. And we look at the median, the one in the middle of the list, and if that machine is going over 60% CPU, then that's when the server will say, okay everyone, in the next sim tick, I'm telling you that the server rate is going down by a certain amount, so that middle machine, its performance goes back to that 60%. The advantage of that means that if you're falling behind, your machine has some leeway for being able to catch up. Some leeway. It does. When the matches just get absolutely crazy and there's such a difference between you and the medium machine, obviously you're just going to keep potentially falling further and further behind. But with games that scale out this much and you've got such a wide range of machines, I don't think it's entirely avoidable.
Okay. Would you say that in general an AMD processor would be better than for bar than an Intel processor?
Well, so far the processors that seem to hold up well in large multiplayer games have been the Ryzen processors with the 3D cache. Because ultimately in a computer system, it's that memory speed, that memory performance is more important than practically anything else, especially in bar where it's dealing with so much data. So anything that can be done to make the system memory work faster, it obviously has to be planned in architecturally, because AMD processors, they work to a point, and if you try speeding up, historically, if you try speeding up system memory in an AMD machine, you don't get the same benefit as, say, an Intel machine. But the thing here is to bear in mind is that the speed of processors has improved a lot over the years, but the speed of system memory has only sort of increased slowly relative to that. So the difference in what your CPU can do compared to 20 years ago, and the difference what your memory could be used for compared to 20 years ago, it's just an absolutely huge gap. And that's where a lot of our optimizations come in. So as an example, with the pathfinding system, in one of the most intense parts of the pathfinding systems, I found that it was calling for a bit of data every time it was doing its search, and I realized that data was only needed if it was at the very end of the path search. So I put a little bit of code in to say only get this data if you're at the end of a path, and that alone doubled the performance
Well,
of the pathing system.
yeah, that's a big improvement.
And that was because it wasn't requesting that memory. So that's, a very good example of how, clever use of memory, having access to larger caches can make a significant difference. Obviously, if you're playing smaller games with bar, the cache means less of it means less because there's not as much data you're dealing with, and smaller caches are sufficient. So in the smaller games, the early game, the Ryzen with 3D caches won't obviously produce you any more frames per second than the Intel machines, but it's when you get into these stages that you can see here with the massive boat battles, crazy units moving around, explosions and everything. That's where it really comes in and really gives its benefit, and that's probably the most important time for it to be used for.
Okay. So then Limorpheus is making the conclusion, so it's a dynamic tick rate that depends on median performance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, that's right. Of the median of machine in the list.
Okay.
And I'll say that spectators, of which in this game we currently have 56, none of their machines are taken into account for adjusting the simulation speed.
So then, what Classic is saying in chat is wrong, I think. If 6 out of 10 people have Mega Beast PCs and the other 4 have potatoes, they are doomed? No, they are not doomed because of this dynamic tick rate, right?
Well, he has a very good point there, because if you've got 6 players in a 10-player game and they've got Mega PCs, then that means that the median performing machine is going to always be a Mega PC. So that machine's the one that the server's going to use to determine whether to slow the simulation down. And the 4 poor people with their potato PCs,
okay,
they get into the late game, they're going to struggle. But because the median is like, I'm fine, I've got room to spare, I've got no problem with this, then the simulation speed doesn't slow down, and then the other 4 is just a number a bit bigger than 64,000. But if we say signed, it means you could be positive or negative, so we have to use the space for positive, negative, so that effectively halves the maximum number, which gets you just above 32,000. And we only want to minimize the amount of data we send across the network, so that's 2 bytes, and so we couldn't ID more than that number of units with the current network protocol that we're using. We'd have to make changes to the network protocol to add more units. In theory, that can be done, but in reality, we're not even anywhere near close.
Oh, I seem to have...
No.
Could not access the specified channel or stream key. Please double check your stream key if it's correct. There may be a problem connecting to the server. Did anybody else start streaming or something?
Nope.
Okay. Is it offline right now?
It does say stream offline.
It does.
Okay. Let me...
Somebody made a comment in the fucking chat. Somebody made unit 32,001.
I'm reconnecting.
Currently there is peace.
Yeah, it's not willing to connect at the moment.